The weather in central Illinois can change in a heartbeat. Would you be safe in the event of a tornado? Would your family? Would you be able to secure some of your personal belongings? Here with the solution is Jim Allen with AC Security Tornado Shelters.
Good to meet you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good to have you. Tell us a little bit about how you got into building tornado-safe shelters.
I was working at my desk in the office, looked to the west, there's a huge storm rolling in. Beautiful thing. And I began to think about the papers I had in my fireproof file cabinet. Well, those papers could have been anywhere, and I was concerned that I had to have them. Then I thought the papers weren't going to be much good without me, so I needed something for me too. I researched into it, looked at the underground shelters, that wasn't what I wanted. Began to research into above ground shelters, and then realized that that's what I wanted. Anybody can access them. My papers are going to be safe inside them. And that's what led me to the above ground shelters.
I feel like people are a little hesitant though about above ground. There's that old notion, that bomb shelter mentality.
Yes.
Oh, I'm underground, I'm safer. But these are safe.
These are safe. They're tested to FEMA 320 standards. They meet all the requirements. There's no way that anything can penetrate them wind driven. I have a door over here.
Let's take a look at this. You tried to penetrate, some of your buddies tried to penetrate some of this steel with a bullet.
It's 45 caliber and a 40 caliber 9mm. Texas Tech tests debris at 250 miles an hour with a wind cannon and 2x4s. This is much, much faster than any wind driven could reach. And also, instead of being wood, it's steel. So the straw end of the tree is not going to penetrate this. Nothing wind driven can basically penetrate this steel.
Which is amazing. And then you use some pretty big bolts to secure the shelters into the ground.
Yes. We have 3/4 inch bolts that go into the concrete. Each of these has 7 tons of uplift resistance. FEMA requires a 1/2 inch bolt every 20 inches to meet EF5 standards. We put in a 3/4 inch bolt every 13 inches.
So it's bigger and it's more compact, so you have that much more protection. One of the things I like about this is that it's handicap accessible, which is very important.
I didn't want anybody, if I had a shelter, I didn't want anybody who couldn't access it. My mother, somebody in a wheelchair, they can make it in here just as easily as anybody else.
Yeah, well, and we're up on casters right now, this model, but I mean, you can see here with this is barely a 1/2 inch.
Right.
And so you can get in there without any problems.
No problems.
Yeah, well, let's actually go inside now and take a look. This is a pretty big space when you consider that it's only 6 by 8, but you're not hopefully going to be in here for too long.
No, and you have room in here for some food, some water, what you would need in an emergency. And we do have a list of things that we suggest people keep in a case of emergency, so they'll have what they need here.
Sure.
The door, as you saw the panel outside, is 3/16 inch steel. It's got 2 air vents here. When it closes, has 3 bolts, and if you notice too, it doesn't take a grip to slide these. If you had your hand in a cast, you'll still be able to shut those. These are rated at 10 tons each. The hinge pins are rated 10 tons each of resistance. If for some reason somebody were in here and they passed out, rescue workers can unbolt these air vents holes, they can reach in and everybody can get out. Door opens in, you can't be
Another
trapped by the
safety, that's important.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be trapped in here if something lodges up against the shelter.
No. You can always get out of this unit. I say even if you faint inside here, people can come in, unbolt this, reach it, and get you out.
This is great. And you've installed these at some pretty big places. This is available for residential opportunities, but also for businesses.
We have done it at Fayette County Health. We've done it with ADM, Caterpillar, Illinois State University, where they need, in a warehouse situations where they need protection for their employees. This they can get into very quickly, very easily. And again, no matter who is in there visiting, they can make it.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that this is FEMA certified.
Absolutely. Well, not FEMA certified.
Okay.
National Storm Shelter Association.
Okay.
There are some people that advertise kind of FEMA approved. FEMA approves nothing. FEMA certifies nothing, but the National Storm Shelter Association does.
Okay.
By certification, it goes through some other things. It mentions that it's been tested for debris impact. It's also been engineered for wind uplift. The hinges and the bolting system has all been certified that it meets standards. Now, the things too people need to look at when there is severe weather, contact your local station. The weather people are going to be in there and tell you. With what we have now, they can pinpoint it so well. Be tuned to what's going on around you, know where your family is, be able to get a hold of them, and then prepare for severe weather. If happens.
Yeah, and be ready with a shelter like this.
Yes.
Whether it's 4x6, 6x8, this can go at your home, can go at your business, and you can stay safe in the event of severe
Absolutely.
weather. This is great. Jim, thank you very much.
Thank
we
you very
appreciate
much.
it. This is Jim Allen with AC Security Tornado Shelters. We're going to put information, including his list on the things you need to pack in your tornado shelter in case of an emergency, and information about the shelters themselves on our website at ciLiving.tv.